Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra? The clerics are still sequestered. If no one steps forward, they will debate until...
And you think I could make them agree? I've heard enough for one day, Mother Giselle.
Talk to her, your worship.
The fun never ends in Skyhold, does it?
The Inquisitor was hilarious. That's what they'll say one day. You watch. I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates to be the next Divine. Because of what happened at Halam Shiral, of course, the Empire favors you. Thus, everyone close to you. So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
How can you and Liliana be candidates? You're not even priests.
It's not without precedent. Amar III was sister to the Emperor, and Galatea a commoner. Leliana and I were, at least, part of the Chantry hierarchy. It would be accepted.
If they'll pick non-priests, why am I not a candidate?
Because they don't know what you are, and they're frightened of you. A weight such as yours would break the Sunburst throne and tear the Chantry to pieces. I just don't know why they believe Leliana or I would be any better.
I think you'd make an excellent Divine.
Truly? I never look good in hats. Surely it was never meant to be like this. The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Templars, this cannot be what they intended when it all began. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
I'm surprised to hear you, of all people, say that.
Oh? Am I not the same woman who declared the Inquisition against the Chantry's wishes? In all my years as a Seeker, I did what I was told. My faith demanded it. But now my faith demands something else. That I see with better eyes.
If you're concerned, then make it better.
Did you know Varric is Andrastian? Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down he believes. His heart is virtuous. But he would never step foot in a Chantry. It should be the first place to which the virtuous turn. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
You're not the only candidate. What about Liliana?
Liliana says she wishes to follow Justinia's legacy. But she and I remember a different person. Justinia knew her fellow clerics and the people would only accept so much change. Liliana would cast it all aside and start over, I think. And that would be chaos for us all.
What would you change about the Chantry?
The Circle of Magi has its place, but it needs reform. Let the mages govern themselves with our help. Let the Templars stand not as the jailers of mages, but as protectors of the innocent. We must be vigilant, but we must also be compassionate to all peoples of Thedas, human or no. That is what I would change.
I have influence, and I can use it to help the Chantry make up its mind.
I cannot ask you to do that.
You don't have to.
If you think that is the right thing to do, then thank you. I suppose I should not be so concerned. The clerics speak my name for now, nothing more. For now, restoring order and stopping Corypheus remain our priority.
Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra? The clerics are still sequestered.
And you think I've heard enough for one.
Talk to...
The fun never ends, and
The Inquisitor... I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates because of what happened at Halam Shiral. So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
why even consider it?
I care. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
So this is your...
I've agreed to nothing.
And if the Chantry...
Then I will do whatever. I suppose I... For now. I trust all is well.
So, you're a candidate.
So I am informed.
Is that something you actually want?
Why should what I want matter?
Why shouldn't it matter?
It is very simple. The chant... I have never believed in asking another to do what you are unwilling to do yourself. So I look upon this as an opportunity. I owe it to myself and all of Thedas to seek the Sunburst throne.
I think you'd make an...
Thank you. Let's hope the Chantry clerics agree. It seems that Corypheus... That's hardly surprising. Tevinter power is based on what those vultures... Whatever advantage he hopes to gain. We need to stop him at once.
Do you have any...
Nothing that you could not think of yourself,
That's enough.
Another... I trust all is well.
That's enough for now.
Another...
Have you heard of the new procedures coming out of Orlais? A hole drilled into the skull will cure most ailments. Inquisitor.
Right. Everything looks in order.
I ran it. I didn't write it.
Oh, my maker. You cannot imagine how many letters I've received. Fortunately, you tied twice as many threads as cut, although it is yet bewildering at the center.
There are problems coming out of Halam Shiral?
There are always problems from Halam Shiral. Although, if a few commendations were given, I couldn't suggest how, that is better decided at your war table, and I'm not going near that thing.
How is it going?
With Skyhold shining like a beacon, I think I like this.
As you were.
We are here for... Inquisitor,
As you were.
we are here.
Have to make sure it's cleared after. Don't need squires losing feet.
Inquisitor.
What's been going on?
Not much. The usual.
I have...
From Haven's
Inquisitor?
Can you think of any other
A few Orlesian nobles didn't like how things ended at the Winter Palace. They're not rebelling outright, but they've brought in mercenary companies and the Chargers have a good reputation. If we go in, we can buy the The nobles will lose the men they meant for causing trouble, and the Inquisition gets some fresh blood.
We'll talk later.
Inquisitor?
We'll talk later.
Inquisitor?
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for...
Nothing jumps out at me. If I come up with it...
We'll talk later.
There is an issue that you should address. I think it's worth your time, Inquisitor. Your worship graces me with... The day finds you of well and I hope to serve the cause, Inquisitor. The day finds you of well...
This'll take a moment.
On your time. No big
Yes, sir.
It's just what I heard.
We'll make good use of it.
You all right, sir? Thank you.
It's a long day. Going well, I hope?
What's been going on?
Just waiting to get back out there.
Take...
Do you know what it was?
Inquisitor?
Just rumors.
As you were.
Inquisitor.
What's the word out there?
They're pouring in from the Dales. That's good, I think.
As you were.
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but at least under the Qun, you don't get everyone tripping on each other's dicks while the country goes to crap.
Corypheus had agents sowing dissent and muddying the waters.
That's just it. Orlais is so vulnerable. If you killed everyone in the Triumvirate... I don't know. The Qun isn't perfect, but it doesn't care. Orlais is full of people who care. Hey, you need me?
See you later, Bull.
Nice talk.
She looked through me, from the garden.
Count yourself fortunate. I'd not wish to be considered a rival and thereby worthy of attention.
It was worse than staring down a Templar.
A Templar? Please. Picture their thoughts like a single stone rattling around in their helms.
One for the Empress, for Gaspar, Brianna, the Duchess, and Corypheus, right in the dangle bag.
Well, remind me to stay on your good side.
Don't worry, you're sparkling compared to that lot. A cook here, a footman there. What's it matter, right, so long as there's a butt for the throne? A pretty one, sure, but how many lives are worth one Empress's arse? Ugh, that place. Should have just thrown in some bees and slammed the doors.
I don't know. You want to stop a party, I think you go earwigs.
I hate those things, with their little pinchy butts. Josephine should add that to her paper threats. Concessions, or we unleash the earwigs. Pinchy butts. Well, that was stupid. Want to go roll around until I feel better?
Why are we even still talking?
Good question. Shut it. No, you. Not you. Not now.
Sarah? Sarah!
I don't want to talk. Go away. I said go. Away.
But what is...
I saw you dead. You led all of this right up Carriffy shit's face, and then the Herald went home to Andraste. It was last night, clear as anything, even with eyes shut. You, in the void, gone. I can't see it again. I can't be with you and see that again.
I am not getting in trouble for a nightmare that fell out of your head.
Oh, right. Because how could dreams matter when friggin' holes into friggin' dreamland are frigging everywhere? Dreams show stuff. Stuff I don't want to think about, which is hard because I want to think about you. A lot. You don't act like nobles. I love that. You don't hide. I love that. Maybe you can take or leave cookies. Fine. Still love that. And you're not too elfy. Surprise, I can love that. But seeing this really hurt. I'm fighting to make things better and learn truth and shit, and it just keeps getting scarier.
I know you don't care about words, but that was a lot of love you just let slip.
Well, thank you, old lady smarty pants, turning it all around to show me what I really want. But so what? You're special. Who else is special? Divines, yeah? Champions too. Heralds will be different. So yes, love. Lots of it. Who cares against all of everything?
It's because I love you that everything had better watch out. It's you and me against it all. Unless you're not up for it.
We really need a bigger gap between fighting and kissing. So, never going to die? Right. Love is so much better.
So, think you'd make a good divine?
The day finds you of well and stead.
Sarah was never an agreeable girl.
I said go.
But
I can't see it again. I can't be with you and see that again.
I am not getting in trouble.
Oh, right. Dreams show... You don't act like... Maybe you could... And you're not too... But seeing this really hurt. I'm fighting to make things better and learn truth and...
I know you don't care about words, but...
Well, thank you. You're special. So yes, love. Lots of it. Who cares against all of that?
It's because It's you and me.
We really need a big... So... Right. Love is so much better.
So, marriage?
You're a loony.
What do you need? You all right, sir?
Of course.
Good to see you, boss.
See you later, Bull.
Nice.
Right. That's why.
Yes, love? When waked, we walked where willows wail, whose withered wind, its poetry. Hello, you.
I'll be back if I need you.
You will, yeah.
Well, let me know if you find one.
I didn't understand the Grand Ball. It would have been easier if they said what they wanted.
What did you think of the masks?
What masks?
The masks?
Those weren't their faces.
I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye. She's still behind the curtains in the reading room, watching the blood.
I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
The Inquisitor.
Thank you.
I'd be perfectly happy never again setting foot in the Winter. It wasn't the gossip and backstabbing, I know what the game entails, but the indifference to it all.
I didn't care for it myself.
I shouldn't be surprised. Their politics are less extravagant, but Celine and Gaspard rule a country. Their divine influences half a continent.
Is there anything I...
My senior officers report that the soldiers, having the Imperial Army as an ally, has bolstered their confidence. The Orlesian military is... Of course, I'd wager our own recruits are equal to any Chevalier.
Is there anything...
Your plan is sound. We are ready to move on the Arbor Wilds when you give the word. I will see you reach the temple before Corypheus.
Is there anything I should know?
Not at present.
That's all for now.
Should you require anything?
You have to admit, it looks bad.
It looks like a lot of things, except what you're thinking.
It's obvious Halam Shiral was almost lost to that elf. She used the Corypheus threat to clear a road to power.
And just trusted that our forces would show up before the entire place was slaughtered?
Maybe. If I knew how a plan like that worked, would I be here with you?
I'm not sure you know how words work.
A unique issue has arisen, Inquisitor. I pass it to you for consideration. I am at your service.
How are you doing?
In this gilded fortress? How...
Your worship.
All's well.
Farewell.
Make... That'll be fine. Inquisition?
Inquisition.
Inquisition?
Want a drink? I've a hankering for company. When I was a boy, there were these urchins who roamed the streets near my father's house. One day they found a dog, a wretched little thing. It came to them for food. They caught it, tied a rope around its neck, and strung it up. Do you know what I did?
You stopped them? Cut the dog down?
I did nothing. Not a damn thing. It was crying. I saw the kicking legs, the neck straining and twisting, and I turned around, went inside, and closed the door. I could have told my father, or alerted someone. I didn't. I just pretended it wasn't happening.
You said you were just a boy.
I was old enough to know the dog was suffering and that it was wrong. I may as well have tied the noose myself. We could make the world better. It's just easier to shut our eyes.
When we first met, you were saving peasants from demons and outlaws. You're not a man who shuts his eyes. A little insane, maybe.
Of course you'd make light of it. You make saving the world look easy. The rest of us can only dream of matching what you've done. Don't you see? It's not just about what happened back then. There's always some dog out there. Some fucking mongrel that doesn't know how to stay away.
Something here. Better take a closer look.
The Spy Master has confirmed it. Blackwall is gone.
Track him down. He's needed here.
Sister Leliana had us search the Warden's quarters. Not much to find, except this. It was missing from last week's reports. I don't know what Blackwall's interest in this particular matter is, but it could be a good place to start.
Inquisitor?
Can you tell me how our people...
What would you like to know?
How are our
We have many injured. Your soldiers have been blooded.
Do you have
The refugee with the rift near Crete. The people in the hill. More than that I cannot say.
Farewell.
And
I am at your service.
As you were.
Of course.
"'Tis a large fortress, Inquisitor. To think, until recently this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased."
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Tarar Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
I like this place. I've made it mine.
The magic in this place has seeped into the stones, protecting it from darkness. Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. I know you did not want me here, Inquisitor. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
I appreciate whatever help you can give us.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know? What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. 'Tis that he actually may. I understand you have spared the Grey Wardens from destroying what goodwill was left them. 'Tis good of you, considering the weakness Corypheus exploited was their own doing. Still, should a true archdemon one day arise, they will no doubt be needed. Or so they would have us believe.
Now that you've seen the Inquisition up close,
'tis remarkable what you have. A web of favors has wrapped every noble family in southern Thedas around your fingers. All this in precious little time, conjured from thin air through the power of... I wonder if Corypheus suspected what he was enabling, just as I wonder what will become of all this once he is defeated.
we have to defeat him first.
Should that happen, the world will lie. Beware the heights you reach, Inquisitor. When this is done, many will be eager to knock you back down.
I'd like to know more about...
Ah, yes. Whence comes the mystery woman slinking? Once I was an apostate, living well away from the banal influence of the Chantry. Then came the Fifth Blight with its darkspawn, and I left Ferelden for the Empress's court. 'Tis certain the nobles of Orlais breathe a collective sigh of relief that I am now here.
It's odd that an apostate could live so openly.
It confuses those who expect apostates to cower and hide. I stand boldly before them and demand to know why I need some Chantry mage to teach me to control my power. They would put me on a leash so they can feel safer at night. Naturally, it helps to have friends in high places.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight?
The Blight began in the Kokari Wilds, so... Indeed, I fought at the hero of Ferelden's side for a time. She is the reason the Blight was defeated. We did not part on good terms. I regret a great deal. And after that, I came to Orlais. The last place one would look for me, or such was my hope.
The Orlesian court seems like an odd place to find someone like you.
That was the point, originally. I knew the Empress was intrigued by the arcane, and that I could answer questions no Chantry mage could. Thus, we fit together nicely. I became her advisor, and she my... Truth be told, our arrangement would not have lasted much longer. Too many wagging tongues, even for
I'll leave you to the...
As you like. I imagine your forces will be heading into the Arbor Wilds very soon. Trust me when I say that wherever the Illuvian is hidden, it is worth any effort to prevent Corypheus from acquiring it.
What work have you been doing to help us?
Currently, my efforts are focused on determining what Corypheus is. The elven orb he carries is what draws my attention. I wonder if the power he used to tear open the Fade, in fact, came from the orb. If I learn of its origin, I may also learn what Corypheus now intends, as well as his weaknesses.
I could use your company for my excursions outside.
I have spent my share of time wandering the wilderness in the company. Thank you for the invitation, but for now I will restrict my efforts to researching the arcane.
Do you know anything about it?
It has the appearance of an archdemon. A true archdemon, however, is supposedly the corrupted form of... Has Corypheus actually dug up one of the ancient prisons? If so, why has a new... His dragon is something else, something connected to his blighted nature as well as his magic. Beyond that, I cannot say.
Is it even possible that Corypheus could succeed?
The Black City exists. Wherever one goes in the Fade, it is visible in the sky. The last time Corypheus and his cohort stormed its doors, they unleashed... This time, perhaps he might indeed gain untold power, becoming... It is also possible he could unleash some... So yes, Corypheus could succeed in his goal. If not, his attempt alone could...
Corypheus says I'm a
Could you become a god? That depends. Are you prepared to use your anchor to enter the Black City?
No, never.
Tell Corypheus that, and see if he believes you.
However you can help.
Continue prodding at Corypheus, Inquisitor. Elicit a reaction, and we may yet learn from it.
I'd like to know...
If you have questions, then ask.
I'll leave you to...
Of course. My Lady Inquisitor.
What work have you been doing?
Currently, I wonder if the... If I learn of its origin, I may also learn what Corypheus now intends, as well as his weaknesses. Continue prodding at Corypheus, Inquisitor.
I'll leave you to...
As you like. Wandering the gardens, I see.
I'll leave you to the garden.
As you like. Wandering the gardens, I see.
I'll leave you to the garden.
As you like.
So it's true. Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor. I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture...
Is becoming divine something you really want?
When Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even suggested that I could be her successor. Things have changed. Still, I don't know. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
Whoever becomes divine will have my support if she requires it.
And I'm sure whoever becomes divine will absolutely require the Inquisition's backing. The Chantry is faltering, but it still has influence over the people. Who tells the people what's right? Who do they look to in times of peril? A divine with enough support can change the Chantry. And with it, Thedas. But this is a discussion for later. If Corypheus wins, finding a new divine will be the least of our problems. A message from Divine Justinia.
That's a shock. You all right reading it?
Thank you for the concern, Inquisitor. But I am. This message was written months, perhaps even years ago, to be delivered to me if she died. I've heard of such contingency plans. A sudden death often leaves loose ends. I'm to go to Valence, a small village on the waking sea. There is something hidden there.
You know what you're looking for?
The Divine was a powerful woman who used her position to obtain all sorts of things. Whatever she hid in Valence would very likely benefit the Inquisition and must be kept from falling into the wrong hands. If I'm lucky, she will have instructions for me.
You take your instructions from me. What sort of help can a dead divine give you?
I don't know. Perhaps something to do with the Chantry. Or it could be personal. She guided me for many years, Inquisitor, as a divine and as a friend. There are days when I still look to her for advice, only to remember that I am alone.
Why hide things in Valence? What's so special about it?
Justinia was revered mother at the Chantry there for many years before she became the divine. It is a place that holds great meaning for her.
Is this you asking permission to leave for a bit?
Well, yes. I can't imagine I'll be away from my post for very long. And I was hoping you would agree to come with me. Will you at least consider it? One more thing. If what is hidden in Valence is as valuable as I think, we're not going to be the only ones looking for it. I shall meet you at the Chantry in Valence. Try not to delay. I'm listening.
You seem to know a great many...
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
What do you know of Morrigan?
I first met her when we were traveling with the hero of Ferelden. We never really got along. Morrigan can be a powerful ally. Just work with her, learn from her, trust her if you must.
We can continue this...
You know where I... Inquisitor?
Anything I should know?
Celine has cemented power in Orlais. Good, we need an ally. At the moment, she's said to be rooting out the last of Gaspard's supporters. Once that is done, we will have a united Orlais behind the Inquisition.
Anything I should know?
Having the Templars... The people trust the Templars.
Anything I should...
Having the people trust the Templars.
I'll leave you.
The Empress has gifted us with a selection of rare books. Inquisitor.
A request has been made of you, Inquisitor. Here it is.
As you were.
Yes.
Marvelous business, the Winter Palace. You saved an empress, and now she's eating out of your hand. Perfect mental image. All this dancing, politics, and murder makes me a bit homesick.
That's something you'd like to do more often.
Watch as you twist an entire empire around your little finger. Of course, that leaves only Tevinter. And it wouldn't work as well there.
No? Why not?
Our dances are so much more intense if an evening lacks a murder. I hope you tried the ham they were serving, by the way. Tasted of despair. It's fascinating.
I should go.
You know where I'll... You seem very interested in my opinions.
I should...
I do.
My dear, I'm afraid I must ask you for help. There is an alchemical formula that I must complete, but I have been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy wyvern. I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the Civil War.
If I'm going to hunt down a snowy wyvern, I need you to tell me everything you know about it.
They're quite rare and exceedingly dangerous. Their venom is the most potent of any wyvern. Ordinary hunters would not make the attempt. The risk is too great. You, my dear, would certainly be an equal to this monster.
I didn't know you were an alchemist, Vivian. What exactly is this project you're working on?
It is a special request from a member of the Council of Heralds. I am still the Imperial Court Enchanter, after all. The matter is private. That is all there is to say.
You want me to risk my life to get this thing for you, but won't tell me what it's for?
My dear, it is hardly proper for me to blab the secrets of those who put trust in my discretion. I would do no less for you, after all.
I'm not a hunter. Why do you think I can help?
This beast is not hunted for sport, as other wyverns sometimes are. It is far more deadly. In the past, chevaliers have been dispatched to either kill the creatures or drive them away from villages. Since my chevaliers have fallen to political conflict, I find myself in need of someone with a martial aptitude.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful. I shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart or the potion will not work. I eagerly await your success. Do you need something, my dear?
I need to have a few words with my publisher. The first one will be you, and the second one will be Bastard. They've claimed for years my crime serials don't sell in Orlais. So why is the Council of Heralds asking me for autographs? Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
Can I ask?
You want to talk about me?
Thanks.
No problem. Something you wanted to talk about?
stone mad, Inquisitor.
Do you have insight into the...
Tell you what, who better, right? A good
Another time.
Best of...
There are spirits hovering by the veil to observe the thrones of powerful nations. The Mashin. After our time in Halam Shiral, I understand why. I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
I'm pleased you had a good time.
Political gambits, broken promises, half-truths, and motivation is where great... In any event, Celine should now be a steadfast ally, especially after helping her neutralize Briala.
Am I sensing concern over how we dealt?
No. Why would I disapprove of... Oh, I'm sorry. I was confused. I do not consider myself to have much in common with the elves.
Who do you have much in common with? Who are your people?
A good question. I joined the Inquisition to save the world. Regardless of whom, as for the elves of Orlais, I believe Briala is doing quite well on their behalf. She is an admirable woman.
She's done good work. Hopefully without...
Yes. However much I identify, or fail to identify, with her people, Briala, she organized resistance against a powerful enemy, using only her wits and the resources at hand. That demands respect, especially in a world where most would look at her and only see a pair of pointed ears. Lethalan.
I need to know more about...
He has lost his arm. He will need to demonstrate that no...
We'll talk...
Goodbye.
I do not believe a reminder is necessary for this accused. Her capture and disgrace could not have been more public. Grand Duchess Floriane de Chalon, although her titles are among the dignities already at risk of forfeiture. You spared her life despite her treachery. What becomes of it now falls to you.
Out of your element, Florian. Welcome to the Inquisition. My party.
Despite her posture, Lady Floriane has acknowledged your authority.
Should I curse you on behalf of the Elder One? I realize he had no intention of honoring the concordats I manipulated. Do as you must. I respect your mastery of the game, even as I despise your victory. Celine does not know her fortune.
Like most nobility, she's never walked in the shoes of those she endangered. Lady Florian, I give you a chance. Common work, farm work, do some good.
Sentenced to walk with animals? How...
I do not believe a reminder is necessary for this accused. Grand Duchess Floriane de Chalon. You spared her life despite her treachery. What becomes of it now falls to you.
Empress Celine left her fate to me?
Nah.
Despite her posture...
Should I curse you on behalf of the Elder One? I realize he had no intent. Do as you must. I respect your mastery of the game, even as I despise your victory. Celine does not know her fortune.
She remains a creature of formality and opportunity. We have use for both. Grand Duchess, Josephine will see that your wiles profit the Inquisition. Don't disappoint.
Oh, one must remember that the game is never truly over, Your Worship.
Not trying to step on your toes, you know. You were there. I have to know what it was like. I'm sorry, it's just so exciting. You went into the Fade. If you have time.
You seemed excited that I fell in...
Excited? Spring gets me excited. It's probably hard to relate, but dwarves don't dream. So I can't even understand what dreams are. But can I take a sample?
A sample?
Oh, that sounded sinister. I meant, can I cut a little piece off? That didn't sound better, did it?
I have to say, Dagna...
You don't have to tell me. All the rules are breaking. And I've broken... Your people cleaned you up after your fall. I wonder if anything is left. Well, how are you?
I'll see you later, Dagna.
I can't wait.
Inquisitor.
I'll be back later.
I'll be...
It's just so exciting.
You seemed
It's I can't even... Can I take...
A sample?
Oh, that didn't sound better, did it?
I have to...
is mightier, Miles.
How bracing to be in the thick of the game again. The last time I was at Alam Shiral was Countess Letienne's wedding. There were a dozen affairs, 5 secret alliances, and a duel between 2 chevaliers over the vintage of an Antivan port. But until the Duchess was en masse, I've never seen the Winter Palace in shock.
No one can say the evening was...
They've already begun composing songs about it in Val Royale. The game's become increasingly insular in the past few years. Corypheus, it's disturbing. So few people in the Orlesian court were aware of the Duchess's machinations.
The Empress realized she was...
She's always in danger. Those loyal to... But let's not lose sight of victory. Your actions at the ball have secured us allies and favors alike.
I kept dreading I'd dropped the wrong spoon.
Well done. Feuds that spanned ages have sparked...
Really?
Inquisitor never underestimates the enmity of those for whom outrage is a sport. I was hoping you'd be by. We've received letters from Archon Redanus of Tevinter and King Marcus of Nevada. For both monarchs to come to us is nearly unheard of.
Then the Inquisition's deeds have won their respect.
They'd never have contacted us otherwise. Archon Redanus requests that the Inquisition, as a neutral party, destroy a Venatori cult on the Nevaran-Tevinter border. King Marcus asks the same, but demands we pledge allegiance to Nevara instead of Tevinter.
What course of action would you take if you were in my place?
Strained as their relationship with Orlais is, I would assist the Imperium. Their friendship is difficult to win, and Marcus is a fading power. Tevinter is the longer, richer game.
What sort of man is the King of Navarra?
At this point, elderly. Many fear his health will soon fail him. Still, he is a Pentagast. Their dynasty is exceptionally strong in Navarra.
As a Pentagast, will Cassandra be upset if we don't help her relatives?
With all respect to Sigar Pentagast, her interest in politics is best described as thin.
Why is the ruler of Tevinter turning on the Venatori?
He has little reason to love them. Archon Redanus has rightly identified Corypheus as competition. Few monarchs relish a self-styled god showing up to claim their throne.
Tell me about Redanus.
Like most Tevinter rulers, he's heir to an ancient bloodline, politically shrewd, and a highly skilled mage. Rumor also claims he has an incredibly soft spot for cats.
Inform King Marcus the Inquisition will wipe the Venatori from his borders.
Very well. It will be done. It's good to see you.
What do the people make of us?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't opened...
Any visiting...
Marquise Hedinel is here, but Her Grace sends her apologies for missing dinner.
Allergies to what?
Wheat, eggs, honey, meat, most fish, some poultry...
What does the Marquise subsist on?
Spite, according to her siblings, as the Marquise had the fortune to be firstborn of her family. Try to avoid invitations to any of them. It's good to see you.
What do the people make of us?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
Any visiting dignitaries?
None in particular.
Time to plan our next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
Our alliance with Orlais holds. For the present, they'll send aid on request.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus' followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
Perhaps they'll rethink following the Darkspawn Magister from the dawn of time. Where is Corypheus now?
After you dealt with the Duchess, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds. He's moving south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
We strike Corypheus now, while his people are reeling. If he's hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we finish him.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area? His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one. Fortunately, I can assist.
The guards outside aren't for show.
I'm not here to amuse myself, Inquisitor. Corypheus yearns for something he must not find.
Which is?
'Tis best if I show you. This is an Illuvian, an elven artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to human greed. I restored this one at great cost, but another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
This belonged to my people?
I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds. Untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The Illuvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead? If this place once had a name, it has long been lost. I call it The crossroads. A place where all Illuvians join, wherever they might be.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
If they don't lead back to our world, then...
Places between, like this one. I can describe it no better. For a time, I was safe from those who hunted me, but only for a time. One cannot remain in between forever.
What do you mean a few can be opened from this side?
Some of the Illuvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened only from beyond.
Opened how?
With a key.
I suppose you have such a key?
The key can be many things. Each Illuvian is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
If most of these mirrors are broken or locked, then what use are they?
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the Anchor.
He learned of the Illuvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it. You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon. Wandering the gardens, I see.
You seem to know a great deal about elven lore.
The Dalish are not the only ones interested in the distant past, Inquisitor. Indeed, my skills allow me access to places the Dalish dare not even dream of. The ancient elves hold secrets they have not yet given up. Secrets about them. Thus, they are my focus. Corypheus clearly feels the same.
I'd like to know...
If you have questions, then ask.
I'll leave you.
Of course. My Lady Inquisitor.
I'll leave you to the garden.
As you...
Inquisitor?
Farewell.
Farewell.
I am at your service.
As you were.
Of course.
Is there anything you need?
That's enough for now.
Another...
So many people.
Right. Everything looks in order?
I ran it. I didn't write it.
Inquisitor.
As you were.
Your worship.
Good to see you again, Inquisitor.
Hey.
Take care.
Your worship?
Can you think of any other...
Nothing jumps out at me. If I come up with any...
We'll talk...
Good to see you, boss.
See you later, Bull.
Nice.
It was too fortified. We were ready to walk away, then up comes the Charger saying it's taken care of.
Taken care of? So they killed them? Or they knew them?
That's not on my head. All I know is, job done.
Who do we owe, though? I'd rather keep it in rank.
With what we're up against, I don't think we have a choice.
Could be better.
Hello, you.
That time.
It's good to spend time with you.
I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
At your order.
At your service.
Is there anything I should know?
Not at present.
That's all for...
Enough. Was there something you needed?
I thought we could talk.
Perhaps I'm... Rumors spread quickly.
That's all.
Enough.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor.
We'll speak another time.
I serve, as has always...
Inquisitor.
At your service, my lady.
Anything I should know?
Having the Templars, the people trust the Templars.
Now leave you.
So much law, so much...
A request has been made of you, Inquisitor.
As you...
Yes.
You seem very interested in my opinions.
I should...
Try not...
Can't make heads or tails of this. Age regression? Who is this potion for?
My dear, I know you must have a great deal on your mind right now, but I need to speak with you. You know as well as I how far the Inquisition's influence has spread, and how desperate the Grand Clerics have become. Our opinion will be instrumental in their election of the new Divine.
I thought that might be coming after the Grand Ball.
The Inquisition may not be invited to their vote, but our actions will certainly influence the Grand Clerics. To sit on the Sunburst throne, a candidate should have grace, charm, and a will of solid steel. Cassandra may lack the first two, but unless you can think of someone better, she is the strongest choice.
What would your ideal divine do with her power?
The most important thing, of course, is the restoration of the Circles and the Templar Order. The institutions that have protected Thedas for ages must be rebuilt and the malcontents utterly crushed. We cannot allow anarchists to threaten the lives of the innocent. After we have restored sanity to the world, there will be time to address voices of dissent.
Where can we find candidates outside of the Chantry? There must be someone other than Liliana or Cassandra.
The Chantry is already desperate. They would not look to unordained women if they had any choice. You may have better luck searching the halls of the Imperial Court. There are many women serving the Empire who have the necessary presence and acumen.
Actually, I think you fit the criteria perfectly, Vivian.
Me? My dear Inquisitor, Thedas will never accept a mage as divine.
A few words to the right people, and we can ensure no one objects to you taking the Sunburst throne.
You do have a point, and a modicum of talent for the game. If the clerics could be persuaded to consider me, and it's not impossible, I could hardly refuse now, could I? We will have to be very mindful of everything we do and say, for the Conclave certainly is doing the same. If they look to the Inquisition to provide a sign of the Maker's will, we will have to give them the right one. Inquisitor, what can I do for you, darling?
Thanks for my life in Haven. You've all sorts serving now.
Inquisitor?
Greetings, Your Worship.
Inquisition? Make...
Can't make heads or tails of this. Age regression? Who is this potion for?
My dear, I know you must have a great deal on your mind. You know as well as I how far the Inquisition's influence has spread. Our opinion will be instrumental in their election of the new divine.
I thought that might...
The Inquisition may not be invited to their vote, but to sit on the Sunburst throne, a candidate should have... Cassandra may lack the first two, but unless you can think of someone better, she is the strongest choice.
What would your ideal
The most important thing, the institutions that have protected... We cannot... After we have restored sanity to the world, there will be time to address voices of dissent.
Where can we find
The Chantry is all... You may have bet... There are many women serving the Empire who have the necessary presence and acumen.
Liliana might be a better choice.
Liliana is a well-meaning fool. She will do irreparable harm to countless people. She proposes to abolish the circles with nothing but a solemn promise from... When an angry mage lashes out inside a tower, villages aren't destroyed. Mages will die and take ordinary men with them in a war that... Consider carefully, Inquisitor.
I can spare some time. What do you need? You want to talk about me? Nope.
How can I help?
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
I've chosen a school with 2 queens.
Yes?
What do the people make?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't...
Any...
None in particular. see what we have.
Let us begin.
To work?
I wonder... Your worship graces me with...
Glad I could bring the news about those Darkspawn, Inquisitor. Must have had a lull after. Shade went to Val Royeaux. Off, I don't know. I'll get into Cullen's Reserve yet. Not much else doing.
I'm listening.
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment. Can I help you with something?
Farewell.
Make a go.
So we're heretics, just like that. Should we surrender or...
Don't be foolish. We are the Chantry, as much as any Grand Cleric. That prattle from Val Royeaux isn't the word of the Maker. It's politics.
I will keep the peace while you and the other...
Better ready yourself for the...
At least we've got Inquisition troops out at Redcliffe now, giving those people some real help.
It's almost as if Mother Giselle brought the troops out there by going herself.
The soldiers are more useful against the bandits who are preying on the refugees.
Got the door again, Flisser. Don't know how it keeps breaking.
Oh, you know how clumsy soldiers can be. Are you sure you won't stay for a drink?
Well, maybe just for a bit.
Nightingales are secret lives in their earth. Raven's tears they cry, but all the while softly lie inspiring you. Nightingales eyes, what will they find left behind? Craving as a spine, with heart remiss for those who could not find the truth. Blinded, so we're hiding, dying to leave. We're hiding from the fighting, longing to see. We're waiting for someone to speak and set us all free. Nightingales.
Greetings.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Flisser said to check with you to make sure these are safe to serve.
They're fine. Nobody will take sick as long as she boils them right. Smart woman for asking, though. You're back. And in one piece.
Farewell.
You're back. And in one piece.
How are your people?
We've got Mother Giselle lending a hand. For the ones that need comforting more than actual healing, she's a rock in fast water. Something to cling to.
How are your people?
There's no shortage of work. That's for damn sure.
How are your people?
There's no shortage of work. That's for damn sure.
Farewell.
Perhaps another time.
Can I get you anything?
You said Liliana asked you to run an Inquisition check?
Dumb luck, maybe. I man, when I heard interesting gossip, I passed word to Liliana. Sometimes it was helpful. She asked if I wanted to own my own tavern, and I said yes.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
Can I help you with something?
Fair.
My...
Here, tell Mother Giselle that this is as much as I can spare.
Maker bless you.
He had better. Greetings.
You must speak with most everyone here.
Hope and fear in equal measure. I imagine it's no... Stay.
Been a while since I built one of these. Prayed to the Maker that I'd never have to build another.
I guess the Maker paid you as much attention as he pays everyone else.
Don't talk like that, boy. I lived through the siege of Denardin by the Maker's grace. We're doing the Maker's work in the Inquisition. If we get out of a hard fight alive, we'll thank him kindly for it.
Chant of
Anything
light.
you can spare will
Only
help.
the word dispels the darkness upon us.
See reason, Lissette. We cannot stay here.
Why not?
Because we're Templars.
What does that even mean anymore? That we splinter and fight amongst ourselves instead of protecting the mages?
Better that than stay here with this Inquisition.
You're awfully quick to dismiss the people who saved your life, Matrin. Yes?
I will talk to you later.
Walk in the... Travel safely.
Research in Menave has notes on alloys that may prove more effective against demons.
Oh, does she? Well, we'll take anything that gives our blades a bit more bite. You mages aren't half bad.
I am no longer a mage.
Even better.
What can you and your team make here?
You want something fancy? Bring your...
Goodbye.
Right.
Walk safely.
How can you be so calm with everything we believe called into question?
I don't need some old woman in Valroya to tell me how to worship the Maker. We tend the sick, feed the poor, clothe the naked, and sing the chant. Seeker Pentagast will attend to the rest. And make her forgive anyone who gets in her way.
Right.
Empress of fire in the rain of fire, eclipsing the eye of the empire.
What do you need?
for them the golden city, the center of all creation. And for a time you dwelled among them, watched over them, as a gardener watches the earth for the first signs of life. Heaven has been
Greetings,
filled
Herald
with
of
silence.
Andraste. How
I
fares
knew
your
them
quest to seal the breach?
And crossed my heart with shame.
Well, you know how these things go. At least,
You love to bring a little light into the dark, and I'm glad to see it. Too many see laughter as antithetical to... They imagine Andraste as a grim warrior all her life, forgetting that she loved. I hope she found time for laughter during her trials, as I hope you do.
I will try to follow in Andraste's foot.
If you like. But Andraste forged her own path, guided as she was. Look to Andraste for guidance. But ultimately, in any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
Do you know who the Grand Clerics will choose as the next Divine?
It is a difficult decision. All the obvious candidates perished with The Grand Clerics are terrified of the Inquisition. They will not decide soon, and I fear they... Whoever is chosen needs the Inquisition's support. No one else seems likely to seal the breach.
How are the people doing after what happened?
They are scared, of course. Many have lost homes or loved ones. I doubt many will sleep well until you have seen. I have offered what help I can. What more do you wish to know?
How are the villagers in Haven doing?
They are terrified. Many of them came here because the war between the Mages and the Templars destroyed their homes. In their minds, the death of a Divine has destroyed any chance of peace. To that add the breach. Farmers have fled their fields. If we do not restore order, half of Thedas may starve.
What are you doing to help these people?
My sisters and I have been tending to the injured as best we are able. Some refugees come with food, while others arrive empty-handed. I have helped in... Beyond that, many simply wish the familiar comfort. It is little enough work to offer some comfort to those in pain.
Do you have information?
The refugees in the hinterlands are desperate. Without help, villagers in Crestwood are besieged by their own dead. People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise de Lyon. More than that I cannot say. It is a chaotic...
Farewell.
Make her go. You return.
Can you tell me how our people are doing?
What would you like to know?
How are the villagers?
They are terrified. Many of them came here in their minds, the death of a Divine has... To that add the breach. Farmers have fled their fields. If we do not restore order, half of Thedas may starve.
Farewell.
And... You return.
I don't believe I've had the chance to speak candidly with a revered mother. Can you tell me about the Chantry?
I presume you mean deeper questions about the I trust the Chantry at Ostwick taught you the basics.
What is your stance on magic?
Andraste put it simply. Magic must serve man, not rule over him. However, those words must be put into the proper historical context. Andraste led a rebellion against the Tevinter Imperium, whose magisters controlled most of the world at the time. Even then, she never called for all mages to be put to death. She believed in peaceful coexistence.
I don't recall the Chantry being as tolerant of magic as you describe.
No. The Chantry is an imperfect vessel, pulled in every direction by those who would steer its course. Yet the Templars rebelled precisely because Divine Justinia was not restrictive enough. Perhaps the Inquisition will find a better way.
Why does the Chantry allow only human women to become priestesses?
The official doctrine is that elves and dwarves have turned further from the Maker than humanity. And as for men, the chant holds that they are more vulnerable to anger or passion. But in truth, it is simply political. Added after Andraste's death, like too many.
If you don't believe these restrictions are what Andraste wanted, why haven't you tried to...
Has the current state of the world not taught you the folly of fighting too? I chose to use what power I had to help peasants forgotten by the nobles of Orlais. I believed there would be time to address their inequality under the Chantry once we had saved them from starving.
There were calls for an exalted march to put down the Mage Rebellion.
It was ignorant gossip. An exalted march only... Even then, it cannot be undertaken lightly. People are too easy... An exalted march is justified only against a true threat. It is an offense to the Maker to use it as a political bludgeon, or as a means of spreading the chant of light.
What about the exalted march that
That is a hotly debated matter. In some circles of... The elves had conquered Montsemard and threatened Val Royeaux itself. They were not helpless victims. But even then, Orlais was the only nation to provide troops. It was hardly an exalted march. The Maker wishes his world to spread by example, not by war. We win no converts with blood.
Farewell, revered mother.
Farewell. Greetings, Herald of Andraste.
Can you tell me about the original Inquisition?
The original Inquisition was formed after the First Blight. The Inquisitors were hunters, zealots, who tracked and killed cultists. As Andraste rose to power, the Inquisition came. Instead of hunting those who would do harm, the Inquisitors spread the chant of light by force.
It must be difficult to follow the chant of light.
Indeed. I have always believed that the Maker wished us to spread the chant of light. In any case, once the chant of light had spread far and wide, there was the Inquisitors became the seekers of truth, and eventually the Templars.
And now the Inquisition has been called again to restore order. By force.
Do you know what impresses me most about the... They fought horrific battles, killed and died for their cause. Perhaps the name was divine, Justinia's message. That when the But when its work is done, it will put its sword away.
Is there anything I can do to help you?
My healers would benefit from more supplies. We have run short. If you could deliver this list and the items on it to Quartermaster Thren, it may not seem like much, but it would enable my healers to save many lives.
Farewell.
Maker.
O Maker, hear
I greet
my cry. Seat me by your
Farewell,
side.
revered.
Maker.
Be one within your glory, and let the world once more see your favor.
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinia's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked his life to slow the magic of the breach. Sir Trevelyan, may I present the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House d'Aurelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the Chantry.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denerim, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinia. She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
People have been injured. You can't just turn them out onto the snow.
And who benefits if they stay?
Divine Justinia, Marquis. The Inquisition, not the Chantry, is sheltering the pilgrims who mourn her.
Why is the Chantry ignoring the faithful?
Because it remains in shock. We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montilyet. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
Do the Durelions actually have a claim on this place?
His Grace's position is not so strong as he presents it. Despite our Ferelden relations, the Durelions are our legion. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with the Ferelden on his behalf. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
His Grace was all bluster then.
Even should he leave, the Marquis will share his thoughts on us upon his return to Val Royeaux. Every guest we receive, and we will receive them, will spread the Inquisition's story. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
May I ask what brought you to work for the Inquisition?
Sister Leliana approached me. We've been acquainted for quite some time. For better or worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she promised.
What sort of dealings have you had with nobility?
For some years, I was the royally appointed court ambassador from Antiva to Orlais. The nobility of Thedas is a rather singular sphere. Those I'm not acquainted with, I know through reputation.
The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Montilier.
Thank you. Let us hope so. Thedas's politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
You're the Herald. Or, well, the one they're calling the Herald, anyway. I hope the Inquisition can restore order soon. I never really wanted to leave the Circle. My name is Maeve. I research demons and other creatures. Seeker Pentagast and I use what I find to help the soldiers fight them.
I found something the demons left behind. Can you use it?
Yes, that's very helpful. Just leave it there and the Tranquil and I will examine it. We will study that. You've brought back some fascinating things. We're putting them to good use.
You said you were a mage?
No, just an apprentice. I was never very good at magic. I've got just enough talent to be a danger to other people. But when the mages rebelled, people like me had nowhere to go. The Templars would have killed us. Luckily, Seeker Pentagast took me in, along with the Tranquil I was protecting.
I'm surprised that even an apprentice mage wouldn't join the rebellion.
I don't like using magic to fight. I'm not good at it either. I liked studying. I liked performing rituals that helped us unlock the secrets of the Veil. I liked having the Templars around to keep us safe.
Mages need protection. I wish more of them could see that.
I was born into a Dalish clan. I lived there until my magic manifested. The Dalish cannot risk having too many mages in one clan. And I was one more than they could bear. They gave me a pack and sent me into the woods to find my own life. I was 7 years old.
I'm so sorry.
I stumbled into a village, starving and cold a few weeks later. I started using magic to scare predators away. The villagers saw me make fire in my fist. They were terrified and wanted to kill me. Templars saved me from them. They gave me food and clothes and took me to the Circle. I've seen what life is like without the Templars, and I want no part of it. I just want to study.
You said that you were keeping some of the Tranquils safe?
Yes. The mages took some of them when my Circle rebelled, but the rest were forgotten. Most Circle mages look down on the Tranquil, or try to pretend they don't exist. They don't have any emotions. They can barely take care of themselves, can't defend themselves at all. It's a shame. I like them better than most people.
I'm glad they have someone who cares about them.
They deserve better. They're polite, they're rational, and they'll never get angry at you. When they study, they have a focus no normal person could ever match. But the Templars, even some of the mages, mistreated them just because they could. The Tranquil never fought back. If not for that, I don't know. Doesn't really matter now.
You said Cassandra has you researching creatures.
Yes. If you find anything interesting, I may be able to find some weakness our soldiers can exploit when fighting. At the least, some materials are useful for making potions or gear for the Inquisition.
Why did you decide to research
I like the outdoors. The idea of the when some monster is coming at you. Glowing eyes and burning claws, But once you know how it works, you can deal with it. It's just another... So much of this world is only frightening because we don't understand it.
I'll speak with you.
Thank you again for what you've... Hello? Can I help you with something?
I'll speak.
Travel safely.
Good day to you.
How do you and Leliana know each other?
We moved through similar circles in Norlay. I believe we actually met in Val Royeaux. Leliana was quite an accomplished player of the game by then.
What exactly do you mean when you say the game?
Forgive me. The game refers to the slow duels of influence among the noble and powerful of Orlais. It's a rather light-hearted name for the matter, but Orlesians are fond of playful touches.
What business are the Monteliers in, exactly?
We began as merchants. My ancestors founded the first trade routes to Rivain. We once sent entire fleets across the Waking Sea.
But not anymore?
No. These days, our vessels are a touch more modest.
I'd swear our families have met before.
Perhaps. Everyone of distinction in the Free Marches attends Lady Trevelyan's summer balls.
Great Aunt Lucille always did love a party.
I don't recall seeing you at any of them.
The food was peppered with too many attempts at matchmaking for my tastes.
A common peril among nobility, no matter where one goes.
What did you do before coming here?
I had the great honor of serving Antiva's crown as ambassador to Orlais. I'm also first in line to become the head of House Montelier, though my siblings attend to our mercantile affairs.
How strong are your past loyalties?
I would never have given up my position if I did not intend to fully commit to the Inquisition. We cannot fall back on borders. Antiva is as threatened as any country. If anything, the alliances I forged there may help our current cause.
Do you think the Inquisition will continue?
If we prove ourselves by healing the breach, people may turn to us. Protection, counsel, justice. The Inquisition offered these once to those in need.
Tell me, do you believe I was saved by...
I should much like to... The miracles Andraste performed were so long ago, they're difficult to picture. If it were truly her and the Fate who saved you... Well, in any case, many already believe you walk in the Maker's.
Let's speak later.
Farewell. Good day to you.
What exactly does your job entail?
We are a young cause. Diplomacy is essential to our credibility.
Then you speak for the Inquisition with these nobles?
I do. Someone must foster goodwill, as well as prevent controversy as news of us spreads.
How heavily are our actions scrutinized?
Make no mistake. Every noble house, every throne. Many are willing to pledge support, if offers are made in just the right fashion. I intend to see that they are.
Tell me how you came to work for the Inquisition.
I'd been considering leaving my post in Antiva for a new challenge when Leliana recruited me. There's such unrest in Talos, and the Inquisition seems a promising method to stop it. It's to everyone's benefit if we prevent the Mage-Templar conflict from spreading further.
So, was it the prospect of stability that drew you here?
The full impact of the Mage Rebellion has yet to be felt, and that was before the death of the Divine. The violence must be curbed before we see it turn to full-scale war.
I can only imagine the bloodshed if it escalates further.
I'm afraid history holds many examples of what will happen if it does.
What do the people make of?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Any visiting dignitary?
Sir Griffith of Denerim, a most distinguished knight of the realm. He's defeated Darkspawn, slain demons. Just don't ask him about it over dinner. What may I do for you?
What do the people make of?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Any visiting dignitary?
None in particular. What may I do for you?
What do the people make of?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for...
Any thoughts on the people?
Who did you mean?
Commander Cullen came to...
The commander is an intelligent, cautious man. I'm grateful he's in charge of our... Still, he does sometimes resemble the man with a hammer to whom everything appears as a nail.
I was thinking of Cassandra.
Seeker Pentagast is a princess of the Kingdom of Nevarra, although that barely...
She was not interested when I asked if we might make use. Still, the Inquisition would not have formed without Cassandra. She's an extraordinarily driven woman.
What's your impression of...
I suppose I should be wary of an apostate, but our elven mage has conducted himself with the other... And he has the most fascinating stories.
I was thinking of Varric.
Oh, I could listen to his tales for hours. He actually let me read a chapter of his next book he's writing. My friends would be sick with envy if they knew. It's excellent, but a bit different from his past works. Only 3 beheadings so far.
I was thinking...
Oh, It's excellent, but a bit different from his past works. Only 3 beheadings.
Let's speak later.
Goodbye.
These truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one world, one life, one death, there is but one God. And He is our Maker.
Truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one God, one life, one death, there is but one God, and He is our...
You were saying something about... Cullen?
Yes. Haven has limited space for our soldiers to train. Perhaps we could set up something over here. Work?
Let's see what we have. Let us begin.
not antagonize Chauncey the tiny bear. He may be small, but he nips. At least no one will point and laugh.